guys, we're back for another Dokkan battle video. Today we're gonna go ahead and take a look at EZA Super Strike King Cold. I of course have him at full level 10 links. I actually really like this King Cold. This guy I think is a good showing of how you can design a free-to-play character to be very helpful, right? Like, you know, you guys know, I've got everything rainbowed, and I would still probably bring this guy, you know, on certain Wicked Bloodline lineups in certain Super Battle Road stages or potentially Battlefield. This guy could be helpful. I think this is a very good design for a free-to-play unit. So, for starters, his super attack effect is very good. Greatly raises attack and defense for one turn, and then lowers enemy attack and defense. So we're getting 50% defense there, and the debuff, good for Super Battle Road. Then his passive, there's a lot here, right? I just want to quickly go over this before we jump in. So he's getting 100% attack and defense at the start of turn. Then he gets an additional 3 key and 50% attack and defense. And Wicked Bloodline category allies get 25% attack and defense if your HP is 50% or more. So he is supporting. I like key support on these type of supports as well, but at least a little extra stats are good. But then here's where he gets really interesting. He lowers enemy attack by 25% and enemy defense by 50%. That's baseline. In a really powerful extreme Super Battle Road stage like Wicked Bloodline, that is very helpful. That is great for Super Battle Road. A debuff like that, and then this guy's got good defense and he's doing a lot of other stuff as just a free-to-play unit. I'll take it for sure. Then he gets another 100% defense, and he has a medium chance of sealing all enemy super attacks if there's a Frieza in the same turn and there's a pure Saiyan or hybrid Saiyan enemy. And then he gets an additional 50% attack if the enemy is sealed. So I could see this King Cold as a floater, right, on Wicked Bloodline, Extreme Super Battle Road being very effective. I think that this King Cold could be pretty good. Now, we just ended up having him, you know, first turn with this Mecha Frieza right here. This is going to be very good. I mean, so King Cold's link set, right? He has Tough as Nails. I believe next one is... the order's a different order than the wiki. Okay, so he has Brutal Beatdown, Tough as Nails, Bombardment, Strongest Clan in Space, Universe's Most Malevolent, Super Strike, and Shattering the Limit. I think the reason I don't recognize what... Is this is not Brutal... Is this Brutal Beatdown? No, yeah, this is why I don't recognize this link. This is, I think that's Bombardment right here. And then this one right here, this is Super Strike. No, this is Shattering the Limit. This is Super Strike right here. Yeah, okay. So, Super Strike, and then this is Bombardment. Those are basically the two Super Strike links, right? So we'll have Universe's Most Malevolent, Strongest Clan in Space, Super Strike, Bombardment, Shattering the Limit activated, Brutal Beatdown, and Tough as Nails are not activated. Now, Tough as Nails is a very good link, right? I just always want to make this point when characters have this in video. This is 20% defense and 5% damage reduction, but where are you activating this for King Cold? I see nothing. Nothing. The answer is you're not going to be activating Tough as Nails on him, which sucks. Because if you could, it would be very, very helpful, right? It's a very good link. All right, so let's see what we get. King Cold's defense was, what, 140k? Oh, Frieza, he did 4 million right there? What? Okay. I wasn't expecting that. All right. I think King Cold at 3 million right there. Yeah, that's all those, like Bombardment and stuff like that. And, that wasn't even Mecha Frieza with his full key, too. He could have even gotten a little bit higher than that. I will take it, though. So, King Cold got a 3 million attack stat, 200k defense, but then he also potentially would have the chance to seal enemies when the turn starts in Super Battle Road. That would be huge. Or he's also debuffing enemies just by 25% their attack. So King Cold as a floating support option on the Wicked Bloodline team, I think it'd work really well. I think I want to play. I'm gonna transform with Cooler, and we'll go ahead and play this. Been a while since I've heard this one.
光陰に思うがよい。俺の究極の変身を見られるのはお前が最初で最後だ。さあ、始めようか。
Cooler is so cool, man. Now that Cooler has gotten his, or excuse me, now that Golden Frieza has finally gotten his LR, I think Cooler deserves his. Although, we do need a 200% leader for Wicked Bloodline as well. What could they do for that? Maybe something like Transformation Boost and Planetary Destruction or something like that, and then the extra 200% would be for Wicked Bloodline. They could do that. I feel like that would be very effective. Or just Terrifying Conquerors. They could do Transformation Boost, Terrifying Conquerors, like STR Cooler originally was, but then, you know, then it's just a 200% leader skill. That would be very effective, I think. Okay, let's do this. This is again, another good turn for King Cold right here. I should... Remember, King Cold can get an extra 50% attack if the enemy is sealed. Let's hop into a run where we can get that. Where we could see King Cold get the seal off on the enemy. And then we can see what he looks like with that extra 50% attack. His overall stats are not the craziest, right? Like just 200k defense after super, or a little bit above it, right? And then like a 3 million attack stat. Like even on free-to-play units, like I'm not like going like, oh my god, right? But it's with his debuff and the potential seal and the support, like I'll take what King Cold has got, right? Like I think he's actually contributing quite a bit for what is essentially just like, because these Super Strike EZAs are very, very easy to do, right? Like they're not tough. So I like what we're seeing from King Cold. I really do. Alright, so now we're over here on the Captain Ginyu Terrifying Conqueror team. Last run we went through was on Wicked Bloodline. This is a good turn, because we're going to have some support, but we're not going to have any links activated. Because remember, I mean, in order to get King Cold's links activated, you basically have to use him with another Frieza Clan member, which I'm going to with Cooler as well as Mecha Frieza. So let's go ahead and see what damage we get. 112k defense. Certainly not the craziest, but remember, he does get the 50% on his super attack effect. If we're talking Super Battle Road, you know, 200k-ish defense while he's already debuffing enemies' attack by 25% passively, and then he also has the extra debuff from his super attack effect. Think of those ridiculously powerful enemies in Wicked Bloodline Extreme Super Battle Road. After King Cold debuffs them twice, he'll be taking double-digit damage from them, right? So, again, I do really like what they did with King Cold. They actually gave him assets to make him useful, right? So, I think some of these Super Strikes, like Kid Vegeta's got some stuff. I think Mecha Frieza in a particular, like, setup could be okay. And I think King Cold and Android 16 are actually quite solid, so... I feel like they're doing a decent job with some of these Super Strikes, right? Like, you know, Android 16, it was laughable when he first came out. But it's like, you know, we couldn't have predicted that they were actually going to turn Android/Cell Saga androids within one celebration into a top-tier team, but they did, right? Okay, so I brought Babidi and Dabura here. We will be able to seal Broly right here, right? So in order to see King Cold at his best, we have to have him with a Frieza, the enemy has to be sealed, and we have to be fighting a pure or hybrid Saiyan enemy. Certainly, you know, is a lot of conditions, but the main stage I see this guy being an asset in, Wicked Bloodline Extreme Super Battle Road, you will easily get all of those conditions fulfilled, right? Because Physical Angel Golden Frieza, off the top of my head, is the best sealer on Wicked Bloodline I could think of. So, like, you definitely would want to run him. You know, King Cold could get extra damage, right? You know, you're fighting pure Saiyans and hybrid Saiyans in every single stage of that Wicked Bloodline Extreme Super Battle Road stage as well. So, like, that's what this guy is clearly, to me, designed to be used for those stages, right? Like, some of these Super Battle Road and Extreme Super Battle Road stages. All right, so a little bit of a better turn right here. We have a lot of support. We have 90% support on this rotation for King Cold. This is King Cold with... Because remember, Cooler gives 50% to Terrifying Conquerors when there's multiple enemies. King Cold is on Terrifying Conquerors. King Cold, one of his weaknesses here is lack of teams, right? He only has Wicked Bloodline, Android/Cell Saga, Terrifying Conquerors, and Target Goku. That's all he's got, right? So, alright, let's go ahead and see the damage we'll get right here. Next turn, I imagine, will be our biggest turn, right? Once we have him linked up with Mecha Frieza. Well, that's 4.84 right there. I mean, yeah, we could easily see the extra damage kicking in because Broly was sealed, right? Like, we saw that extra 50%. I think King Cold should hit harder than that next turn, though, once we have Bombardment, Shattering the Limit, and Super Strike active as well. I mean, that combined is an extra 50% attack. Those 3 links, Bombardment, Super Strike, and Shattering Limit, is 50% attack for King Cold. So that's going to be really, really good to see. So let me know what you guys are thinking about this Super Strike EZA King Cold. I like it. I like it. I would much rather they build free-to-play units like this, where there's almost like a specific situation, environment, or stage where they'll be good in, but they'll be really good there. And that's what I think this King Cold is. I'd much rather King Cold... Like, King Cold is unrunnable in the red zone, right? But I think in a stage that's going to be very tough for a lot of players, he could be a really big asset. I think that's very smart design by Dokkan, right? So that's what they should do. You know, make a character designed for a certain type of stage. You know, they could make one of these Super Strikes just a completely stacking character. Maybe King Vegeta comes out and, like, he, you know, builds up defense from his passive and stacks defense from super attack effect or something like that. Like, I'm actually intrigued on what a lot of these other Super Strike units are going to look like, because some of them I feel like are pretty favorable. So, you know, and we got to look at, like, you know, sometimes people will put up the argument like, oh, you know, you're expecting too much of, like, a free-to-play unit and stuff like that. Typically, they're always talking about the World Tournament units in that fashion. This King Cold Super Strike, to me, like, this guy is so easy to grind up, right? King Cold is not tough to grind up. This is an actual free-to-play unit. You know, it wouldn't even take an hour to get this guy maxed out. No way. So a character like that, and he's actually very helpful, that's what I think a free-to-play unit should be. So this will be the best rotation we'll see from King Cold right here. We have everything completely up, right? Broly is sealed. We're going up against Pure Saiyans. Frieza's in the same turn. Cooler's giving the 50% support as well as activating Brutal Beatdown. We have everything activated on King Cold except for Tough as Nails, because that's not, like, the only character we could activate that with, seriously, would be Mecha Frieza and King Cold the LR, but, like, that unit sucks, right? Like, maybe after that EZA in the future, but right now, no way. All right, let's see. So King Cold, 5.91. Okay. I mean, I'll take that. I mean, this, I don't want to say this situation is realistic and like Wicked Bloodline Extreme Super Battle Road, but you could, right? Like, you know, with a Wii sub and this rotation, like, you could, that could work. So I like King Cold. I think that they made a pretty solid free-to-play unit here, all things considered. All right, this is Dignity of the Strongest Clan, King Cold. His leader skill is Physical Type Key 3 and 70% to stats. His super attack is the Full Power Death Beam, which greatly raises attack and defense for 1 turn, does supreme damage to the enemy, and lowers enemy attack and defense. His passive skill, the Power to Subdue, gives him 100% attack and defense at the start of turn. He gets an additional 3 key, 50% attack and defense, and then Wicked Bloodline category allies get 25% attack and defense, all when HP is 50% or more. He lowers all enemies' attack by 25% and defense by 50%. And then he gets 100% defense, medium chance to seal all enemies if your team has Frieza in the turn, and there's a Pure or Hybrid Saiyan category enemy. And then finally, King Cold gets another 50% attack if the target enemy is sealed. So I think, again, he will be very effective in Super Battle Road stages. His links are Brutal Beatdown, Tough as Nails, Bombardment, Strongest Clan in Space, Universe's Most Malevolent, Super Strike, and Shattering the Limit. He does have some common Frieza Clan links. You know, Brutal Beatdown, Strongest Clan in Space, Universe's Most Malevolent. Will be easy to proc those. 12 key multiplier, 140%, typical number. There's not really a EZA this guy is going to help out in. That's fine. And then finally, one of the bigger weaknesses for this guy would be the low level of category teams he's on. So he's here on the Wicked Bloodline category team. He is also over here on the Android/Cell Saga team. Then he's also over here on the Terrifying Conqueror team. And then finally, he is on Target Goku. So there is this EZA Super Strike King Cold. Let me know what you guys think. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys next time.